So, welcome, folks, to our NB BrokerLink Mixed Doubles Provincial Championship Final. We're down to two teams after weeding things down from 22 starting on Thursday. I'm James Grattan, and I'm sitting next to Chris Jenkins, and we'll be taking you through to this final game.
Good evening, James. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, very well. I'm looking forward to this final that we have on tap here today.
Oh,
Obviously, two teams that are playing really well to get this far.
well, I think this is going to be a really exciting final. We have the number one seed, Robichaud Adams versus Smeltzer and Comeau, and we saw Smeltzer Comeau this afternoon. Had a pretty easy win this afternoon, and in the semifinal. And Robichaud Adams lost their game this morning, the 9 a.m. this morning, so they had a little bit of time to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And both these teams out of the Capital Winter Club in Fredericton. So this is going to be a great head-to-head matchup. We are anticipating this one going right down to the wire, so this is going to be an exciting game.
Yeah, it is. The last time I think Alex and Melissa were on the ice, they were playing against Justine Comeau and Jack Smeltzer this morning, and Jack and Justine had played two games since then as well. So while Alex and Melissa were resting at somewhere getting some food and beverage, I'm assuming. So
We'll see if that comes into play,
yeah, just
with
you and I were talking prior to the game of how this is their Jack's fourth game of the day. So
that's a lot of ends, a lot of stone throwing, and mentally fatiguing as well as physically fatiguing.
and as you know, mixed doubles you're sweeping a lot too. So this is 4 8-in games of curling. So I think they were happy they had a pretty convincing semifinal in their last game. So I think they were happy to kind of save some energies here going into the final for sure.
Yeah, it clued up after 6 ends. So
Hmm.
yeah, to your point, so maybe both teams fairly fairly energetic and ready to go, and they know both teams know what's on the line right now.
Yeah. That being said, it is a final. I'm sure both teams aren't really thinking about how tired they are and how sore they are and that sort of thing. They're just working on adrenaline here. This is a final, and you get the juices flowing here, and I don't think they're going to be feeling too much pain here in this game. So here we
Well,
go.
yeah, well, we're in the first end right now. Smelter Como with hammer, and we've already got a few stones in the forefoot right now. Jack throwing a out turn draw right to his own to the top of the four. Trying to carve this over here. Now we've been watching this spot a few times this weekend, James, and
Mhm.
we've been seeing some straight spots, especially around the 8 foot area, and especially if you up your weight. Any up weight, and by up weight, that's a hack or more. It just tends to really straighten out. So we're going to see if that continues in this game.
Yeah, right along the wall on the wall side there, you can with the out turn coming towards the center line. It does. If you were to be a little back line hack weight, we're going to see this run. This is the spot that Alex is playing here now. So this is the spot that gets fairly straight with weight. Made no mistake there. Ripped the double right out of there. So
Nice shot by Alex
yeah,
Robichaud.
Alex and Melissa are Red Rocks. Smelter Como do have hammer here in the first end by virtue of their LSD before this game. Justine and Jack put in a couple nice draws in there, so does they do have hammer in the first end.
Okay, we're going to keep an eye on the spot. Here's Jack's out turn, and he's going to try and freeze this right on. Well, it looks like from Justine's motion that she wants it right on edge of four.
Hmm.
This is carving. This is carving over pretty nicely. Not a bad result.
Great shot by Jack. Good sweeping. Got fairly buried there. Almost you don't want that totally buried. You kind of want it on an angle so you can kind of kick it out at some point. So it did curl quite a bit for him. Got to the face. Melissa and Alex will be just looking for a simple guard here, just to be pretty happy with the situation right now.
Yeah, I think the way those two stones are queued up right now, you might have a potential red double if you
Yep.
make that run. Alex Robichaud, again, outturn draw. Alex is a big guy. He must be about 6'4", I think.
6'4",
So
6'5". Yeah, he gets to that hog line real quick.
yeah, don't adjust your TVs or your devices. He really is that tall.
Yes, he is. Great guard by Alex. No mistake there. You might see Jack and Justine kind of rip those guards out of there if they can. Open things up. They do have hammer. They're just trying to score here in the first inning. Might get lucky with a little ricochet. That if you hit that top one on the high side there, probably a thin half, you might be able to make the double peel and send that rock flying back into the 4-foot. Might get lucky with something. So I think Justine's just looking at that.
So I think the call is the run to James, your point.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Smeltzer, in turn hit. Pretty close.
What a shot.
Wow. Wow, that is deserving. Did we get that on replay?
I think we did, Chris. You want to take a look at the replay?
Okay, let's cue it up.
There we go. Let's have a look. Great shot by Jack, right on the nose. Even picks off the red, which was frozen to the back 8-foot rock.
Little bonus
Great shot.
Little bonus there.
Oh, the crowd actually likes that.
Yeah. So nice shot by Smeltzer.
Yeah, back to our live game. So Melissa and Alec, big swing there. They were lying two buried. Almost one for sure, maybe two. Now they're looking at two blue rocks buried on the 4-foot and back 8.
Well, it just comes to show that both these teams have come to play. They know Smeltzer Comeau are playing the number 1 seed. Mm-hmm. So no pulling punches this game for sure.
Jack called and made a 15-foot run back, first end of a provincial final there. No problem at all.
Yeah, made it look easy.
Yeah.
Melissa Adams.
So yeah, I think she's going to try to freeze to the top 8-foot one, probably try to force. She might even be able to come right around that one, top 4 as well. So
yeah,
couple options.
Yep, certainly cutting things down and freezing to shot stone would be a good idea. Melissa Adams, 1998 junior women's Canadian champion.
And world champion, I think, as well. And we're off. Alex is sweeping it to keep it a little straight. I think wants to maybe try to get around. Doesn't want to bounce off here.
Oh, a little unfortunate there.
Yeah. Big swing last 2 shots in this game. It ends up in a wide open hit for Justine for 3. I don't think she saw this coming 2 shots ago.
No. The funny thing about mixed doubles is we see big swings. 3-enders, 4-enders are not uncommon in mixed doubles, and it's just a style of play. And we're seeing it right now, and I suspect we're going to see some of that more in this game. It's very difficult to be a defensive style team.
Yeah, just when you Alex and Melissa had a great setup there. I think they felt pretty confident in how things were going this end, and then out of nowhere, Jack makes a pistol, and all of a sudden, Justine's ending up with a wide open hit for 3. So it's a big point. This third point is big. I always find the 2s you're really happy with 2, but you get that third point on the board. It's kind of almost like a dagger for the other team here. So
Justine's working on this pretty good, and no mistake, I think.
No mistakes. Firm normal, held it straight. 3 points in our first end with hammer for Smeltzer Comeau.
Wow. And we definitely have a game. Robichaud Adams, reigning champions, are not going to sit idle on that one. So
no, they're also not going to panic too, right? They're an experienced mixed doubles team. They're basically, well, I know they have 4-person teams as well, but they've specialized in this discipline for sure the last couple of years and worked hard at it.
Yeah, Alex and Melissa have been playing the circuit, so they've actually got Canadian standings, I believe. I'm not exactly sure
Yeah, I
their
think they're
ranking
on
right
the
now.
bubble last I heard for getting into the Olympic trials for mixed doubles as well. So,
That's
uh,
very impressive for a New Brunswick team.
yep. No, they have to. That means you have to travel, get some points, chase points, they say, and yeah, they're obviously able to compete at a high level. So they've seen this kind of scenario before, and like you said earlier, mixed doubles can see lots of swings one way or another. So I don't think they're going to get too panicked over a 3-0 lead after just the first end.
So we have an intern draw, top of the four.
Great shot by Justine. Top four, right buried, right on top of the red rock.
Alex Robichaud has gestured to Melissa to corner freeze this. Melissa's jumped up. I'm going to guide her own stone a little.
She might think it's a little heavy. This is also the same spot in reverse of what we were talking about. Along the boards, it can be a little straighter, especially if you're a little heavy. If she ends up back four or back eight weight there,
Yeah,
it's
that
going to run a little bit. If she had a top four, top eight weight there, that's going to come right into there, right on top of the blue for sure.
yeah,
So,
they did not get the curl they were anticipating there.
you got to be right on with your weight, almost like sweeping weight, they call it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you only have one sweeper. Well, you have no sweepers unless you get up
Yeah.
and do it yourself. Both these teams have a style of having one person in the rings. We've seen different styles in mixed doubles. Some people like to always have a sweeper with them when they deliver a stone.
Hmm.
Others like to have a broom. It really it depends on the preference of the team and how they would function together.
I think you're right. I think both teams that were in our final today have employed the similar strategy where the thrower is getting up and sweeping their rocks. And I think we saw Alex on Melissa's last end there on the freeze. He was down at her end to help her with the sweep on especially on draws, I guess, on her last one.
Right.
And also, we had Noah Rigson, a doubles specialist, in our booth there earlier today, and he says they never have anybody holding the broom, and that's just their style. So
That's
everybody's a
a
little different.
that's a fantastic sweeper there too.
Wow, yeah, I actually, yeah, definitely one of the best in our province for sure. So Alex is switching turns here. They came up a little short on the freeze attempt on Jack's first one, and does leave Alex the intern on the freeze.
This is carving nicely, more so than the other turn. We're going to watch this.
Yeah, this turn I think you'll see curl quite a bit. I think we saw a few misses there in our morning game on the overcurl there, wrecking on guards. I know we saw Justine's last shot in that game almost overcurl and almost missed the target rock. So we see lots of curl on this turn. You can see that she's already holding the broom middle of the 12-foot for this shot.
Yeah, we're going to see if the players pick up on the straight spot and the curly
Yeah,
side, and see if they have a preference of playing one side or the other. Jack Smeltzer, out turn. I missed the call there.
I think it was a freeze, maybe to the inside of this one. They're definitely getting the curl here. They don't want to tap that onto their own. They want to get to the inside if they can. So Jack's making a curl here.
Yeah, he's got about T-line weight. Okay.
Great shot. I think it's a great shot. What do you think?
Well, from my experience in mixed doubles, I think it is.
Anytime you can hit the other or tap the other opponent's rock back and roll towards the middle, I think that's a good shot.
Well, I agree, James. Anything moving your opponent's stone behind the tee line is
Hmm.
always beneficial.
Did probably roll a little too far. Alex does have the opportunity to corner freeze on that top button one, and kind of set up an angle to kick that blue one out of there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's actually going to come off his own and slide sideways onto shot
Yeah,
stone.
I think for now he's just happy to freeze into that situation. Hopefully get a mistake out of Comeau and Smeltzer here.
He's pretty close.
I
That's
think
a nice shot.
that's a great shot. Left a good angle there too. That you can see if he hits any of that red, that blue is going to be kicked off the button. So Jack will be calling the guard here And he's got to be careful. There's 4 red rocks surrounded by, or surrounding one lonely blueberry on the button there.
Yeah. Robichaud Adams with hammer, and Justine gestured for a middle guard, and really needs to make this, or they could be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, no, this is crucial. Alex doesn't need to be able to see much of the outside of that red rock in order to make that slash into the blue. So Jack's going to want to keep this straight if he can.
This is a curly turn,
Yeah.
so it's moving a little bit. So
I think they're happy. At the end, they were making it curl, so I think
it does the job.
yeah, I think they're still available. That there we see some big swing here, so I think Alex he doesn't need to really see any of this rock from the hack in order to make this shot. He's just got to find the right weight, hit a quarter to maybe even a third if he can, kick that blue one out of there. And actually, he's playing the run back, I think.
Yeah, they've a lot of the teams have definitely second guessed us during this week, and
it looks to me, I know we're not right in behind the sheet, so we're a little off in the angle. It looks to me he could definitely play hack or board and probably make that. He does, like I said, he doesn't need to see any of it.
Yeah, we know that's the curly side,
Yeah.
but we'll see what this outcome.
Double peel, little roll. So now it makes the guard for Justine a little tougher. She's got to cover more surface area now. Justine and Jack are just trying to see if there's another option besides the guard.
Well, as you were saying, that's one lonely blue stone, and now there may be multiple ways of getting at it. So
yes.
That's what the conversation is going on right now between Jack and Justine.
I think the big danger for this shot is just leaving that half rock on that top 4-foot red open. That's your big trouble. That's how you give up 4. So you can't leave that exposed. But sometimes the best guard is second shot. So I think they're kind of discussing a tap here as well on their own blue at the top 8.
Well, you and I are a little bit novices to mixed doubles, and we've been seeing that as a defensive mechanism. A lot of teams have been just freezing where you would normally maybe throw a guard, they would throw a second shot or sometimes third shot.
And sometimes leaving the opposition a pretty easy double too in some scenarios where sometimes a guard that wouldn't have been there. So
yeah, it definitely makes you think differently.
So I think Justine and Jack have settled on the guard. It looks like the similar ice that Jack had on his attempt, and he made it pretty perfectly on his last one. So they should know exactly what this does.
Question is if there's any hole, will Adams Robichaud attempt the tap on that red onto blue, and they could potentially score a midfold this end.
Yeah.
Get back right into this game.
Like I said, if you're gonna play this guard, you got to err on guarding the high side of that red rock, the half rock. I don't think you'd care if he saw the other side of that rock. He needs to guard the outside here. So Justine's trying to just guide it, trying to make it curl. So that indicates that the line's probably pretty good.
Yeah, there. It's a small hole, maybe.
It's a long guard too, so I don't know if Alex is thinking that they might be able to get around it, like what I thought was he was playing last end.
It's a tough shot. If you play maybe back 12, backline weight, you might be able to jiggle that just enough to tap it to the back 4.
This is the side that does curl. I don't think she's worried about her weight here. I think if you were taking the other turn, I'd be worried that if she was a little heavy, it would track here. But this is never going to track on her. So we've seen this shot missed over the course of the week tight. So
this is a lot of confidence here. This looks like another run back, James.
Yeah, I think if it was Alex was throwing, I think I'm familiar with both of these curlers, and I know Melissa throws a little softer on her out turn, so I think she has a greater chance of making this shot than even Alex did. So I think that's why they maybe saved it for.
Yeah, any contact, I think, on that top red stone is going to just give you a good day story.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think you need to see any of this to make it. Just need to throw the right weight. I think we're looking for hacked light board here. If they're sweeping, it's close.
Okay. They could see enough of this. They're by the guard. Wow.
Wasn't able to clip it enough for
Well, they've taken
for
two.
multiples. I don't know if she. Yeah, I think it's looks
Two,
like two for maybe
two,
three.
two for sure.
Maybe three. Yeah, she got by the guard there by good, probably 3 inches there, Chris.
Okay. Yeah, it's difficult for us to tell in the
Yeah.
booth here without the overhead, but
So I think they've determined it was two, and they kicked the other red, so that's not in play. So it's two, maybe three. They're looking at it for three now.
being the provincial final, I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to be a measure.
Yeah, I think anything close today is going to be measured. So we have our head official for this event, Catherine McLean, coming out to do the official measure in our provincial final. She's had a couple of assistants over the course of the weekend, but of course this is the final, so there's no one else going to do it but our chief head official.
And she certainly has lots of experience doing this.
Yeah, no, she's puts a lot of hours in. She's actually our competition chairman for our province as well, so she puts in a lot of work in for our association as well. So measured the blue, swinging it around, looks like red.
Red.
So
we
snap a three right back for Robichaud Adams.
And we have a tie game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, trading threes.
Wow.
Trading ones is just too boring, I guess.
So it's going to make an interesting game for us and for the spectators and even for the players.
Yeah, so we have a tie game. We basically have a six-end final now, tied up after two. Smeltzer Comeau do have hammer heading into our third end.
Just takes a minute for the opposing team to set up the stones. Even though this is a provincial event, the players still set up the stones themselves. I know in national events, I think the officials set them up.
I always like it when they place it at the back four and then they tap it about 15 times trying to get it right, and I don't think it ever moves. But anyway, here's Melissa with her first. Just made a beauty for three in the second end there to score three. So
you might be wondering, how do they determine exactly where to put those stones? And it's difficult to see from this particular perspective, but there are small little dots embedded underneath the ice, and that's how the players know where to exactly put the stones. The stone in the house is placed exactly on the back of the 4-foot intersecting the center line.
So is it half 4 foot, half 8 foot kind of thing? Is that what it is?
No, it's actually exactly completely in the 4-foot.
Okay.
Yep.
I know on this, yeah, you're right. Just because of our rings here, I think that's our firefighter rings there. The 4 foot is not the little red little circle that you see in the middle. There is another ring there, so it got me confused.
It's a little deceptive. Yeah, it's a little deceptive.
So here's Justine's first. Melissa came around the outturn of that guard and placed it top four. So Justine tapped it off to the side and rolled open. So a little tap and roll scenario here available for Melissa and Alex. This rock is fairly wide open.
In turn by Alex Robichaud. Again, this should carve on this turn. You're seeing a little bit more curl on this side than we are on the other. And pretty well executed. I think it poked out the other side of the guard just ever so slightly, so it is accessible. Justine is indicating a double, though I think the red will jam onto one of those blues.
Yeah, I think if you hit the outside one first and kick the red across the face of the blue ones, that'll be the...
It might go over the top?
It'll definitely go over the top, yeah. right in the pocket, but definitely want to hit the outside one first.
Jack with some heat.
Oh, a little too thick.
Yeah, that's not what he was anticipating.
Yeah. So, still in good spot. Blue is lying 2. Still a good shot, and Melissa's indicating to just tap things around, even freeze to the back one. I think they'd be happy with. If you're watching us on our YouTube page, as I assume you are, you can. We have a little. If you want to throw your name in the chat and tell us where you're watching from, we'll give you a little shout out here live on the air, and we'd like to hear where everybody's from. Here watching our final of the 2024 BrokerLink Mixed Doubles Curling Championships, the final between Justine Comeau and Jack Smeltzer, Melissa Adams, and Alex Robichaud.
My name is Chris Jenkins. James Grattan has joined us, and we have a fantastic game underway, a 3-3 tie in the third end.
Great freeze by Alex there, no problem at all. Just was able to come right down to the face of that blue rock, right on the nose. I think Justine will try to tap this a little unlock the red rock so it can be removed a little later. But right now, just about line. Just going to play a little tap here.
Yeah, I think maybe hack weighter based on the amount of ice that she's giving. She knows that this should snap in this spot. We're also going to keep an eye on the speed. We've noticed that sometimes, usually by the third end, the ice will quicken up a little bit. So we're going to see if that in fact happens in this final, and if the players catch on any changes in speed.
I actually brought my stopwatch just for that purpose today there, Chris. So we're going to get some few times for everybody at home.
Oh, thanks, James.
But yeah, a little wreck on the center guard there by Jack. The bonus is that it does open things up a little bit. Maybe they can play it a little more simply from now on and assure themselves of a single point at the very least. Do want a multiple point end here. There's a couple blue ones in the rings, but that blue one at the back 4 is basically gone, just based on the fact that red one's right on top of it.
So Melissa has indicated a hit for Alex Robichaud. He's just dusting it on it a little bit here now. And
great shot by Alex there, no mistake. Hit and stayed. I think that was the important part. So Jack has the same shot once again. He wrecked on the guard on the first one, but would like to come right down on that one on the button, or they're playing the hit here as well. I suppose if they were to hit and roll a little bit on top of that situation, it's going to be tough for Alex and Melissa to deal with it.
Smeltzer Comeau with hammer right now. And definitely want to push play of their opponent's stones behind the tee line, or potentially remove them like so.
Jack able to remove 2 reds in the process. Rolled a little bit, not quite buried, but leaves a lonely red rock. That blue one on the edge of the 12 has all of a sudden come into play here, Chris. So
yeah, we're back to the traditional curling game here now, James. So back in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, there you go. I definitely think this blue is partially buried. This is Melissa's last, so she's going to have to be careful. We've seen this spot actually confuse some of the curlers. It's not a traditional spot we see in mixed doubles to come center line out unless you're using a power play, but we've seen this spot curl quite a bit. But Melissa and Alex have played this sheet a couple times and had about 8 minutes to practice there before this game as well, so probably well aware of what this is going to do.
Yeah, all the ice makers have been doing a great job this whole week, and we've been seeing a lot of curl, not just outside in, but inside out, and so I do expect this to break off the line. Melissa Adams, intern hit.
Yeah, no mistake by Melissa. Needed to hit and stay there just to keep that blue one on the edge of the 12 foot out of play. So a wide open hit for one, still available for Justine Comeau.
So mission accomplished for a force
Yep,
there by
good force.
Robichaud Adams.
Anytime in mixed doubles you can force your opponent when they have hammer to 1 point, just like a traditional game, you're always pretty happy.
Yeah, it varies from end to end. Sometimes we see 6, 8 rocks clustered around that 4 foot, and other times we'll see this scenario, fairly open house.
So Justine had a very similar shot to this in the first end for 3, so has a pretty good idea what this is going to do and what weight she needs. She's up here quickly to sweep this one. Jack's yelling.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
That was definitely an unforced error there, and unanticipated. So that is a steal of 2 for Adams Robichaud.
Yeah, unfortunately, a little tight there. They yelled pretty quickly there, so obviously she was a little tight on the broom. Jack let out a little yell right as soon as she let that go. So obviously that was the issue there, and we've seen that side, like we said earlier, curls quite a bit. So unforgiving for sure.
Yep.
So they'll try to regroup. They do have hammer in the fourth end. Big change. It started off with a 3-0 lead for Jack Smeltzer and Justine Comeau, now down 5-3.
Well, as we've seen, things can swing one way or the other in mixed doubles.
Yep.
And right now, it looks like Smeltzer Comeau has decided to play
the power play. Yeah.
And power play is our favorite.
There we go. So they are starting this end with a buried rock on the 8 foot around a corner guard, and Melissa and Alex looks like they're either throwing a center guard or throwing this one in the 4 foot area. Chris, just trying to move the attention away from those corner guard situation.
Well, there's a couple of scenarios that we've learned over the weekend that we'll call the pro players, the competitive players in mixed doubles, how they defend against this power play. And one is what we're seeing here right now, which is a draw to the pin, and making your opponent think, do you want to hit this right? Or actually, you can't hit it right now. You can't actually hit the stone until
the can't remove it from play, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly, until the 5th stone of the end. So great shot by Melissa, and it puts a little pressure on Smeltzer Comeau. Do they decide to leave that there and go around the center guard, or the corner guard? I'm sorry.
Right. I think that's what they've chosen to do. Sink another one around that corner guard.
Yeah, they've given themselves lots of ice.
Lots of ice, lots of room by this guard. Justine's just kind of dusting it, not really doing much with it as far as curl, weight, or anything like that. It looks pretty perfect.
Yeah, nice weight here. Yeah, great shot.
Great shot by Justine. Gonna have to eventually deal with Melissa's rock in the back 4, but not too worried about that right now.
So we now have one strategy anyway of how competitive players defend against that power play.
There you go. So Alex with the wide in turn, probably over curled a little bit for Justine. Probably see a good chunk of this blue rock. So
now we haven't thrown anything, seen anything being thrown this far out, and wow. Nice shot by Alex Robichaud.
Nice shot. Was able to get lots of curl around that outside guard.
That was no man's land. We hadn't seen anything
I think
out
Melissa
that
actually thought they probably wrecked on the guards, or she ran out to kind of get ready to sweep that, but ended up sailing by.
It could be a straight spot.
Could be, yeah. But it definitely got some curl there past the guard. So almost too much, because Alex actually rolled in towards the center line, and this is fairly wide open for a chance for Jack to maybe hit this roll towards the center line and lie first, third, and fourth.
I think so.
Yeah.
Bump his own, and
so once again, a good opportunity here for Jack Smeltzer to make a good one. Jack throws this kind of weight really well. Played against Jack in a lot of games. He's got my number a few years ago quite a bit, and so he's this is Jack's kind of shot.
Okay, so you know from experience, James.
Yeah, I've seen it against me.
We won't bring up that
No, no.
that heartbreak.
Once again, a prime example. Jack makes a perfect tap it out, roll buried. Lots of trouble here for Alex and Melissa. They do have shot rock in the forefoot, so just got to determine now what they're going to do with this situation. Melissa wants to hit these. They got to be careful that that doesn't come right into the one that they already have back four.
One thing that we've been noticing throughout the week is that all these competitive teams have been very successful with the power play, always scoring multiple. I can't recall anyone stealing on someone's power play. Okay.
Better catch that one. Okay.
So a little bit of a mistake there.
Melissa was not quite quick enough to grab that peel from Alex Robichaud.
Well, Alex throws maybe a 5-second peel, so that's coming down with a lot of momentum. And
I think they've done a good job getting it fairly close to where it was. That rock looked like if you knows that you were going to jam on the red, so I think that's pretty close to what they where they had it. So I think they did a good job.
Two teams are just discussing and agreeing upon where the stone was originally.
And a non-offending team in this situation gets the final call. If once they're happy, it gets officially back in play. So I think Justine's placed that where she thinks she wants it. Maybe I don't know you, Chris. I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, I think you're right, James.
Oh, she's adjusting a little bit, tapping it, probably not even moving it, but
just to make her feel better.
Yeah.
I think maybe a little.
She's still eyeballing it. She knows it was definitely going to jam with a double attempt, so she wants to make sure that that's still the still what it is. So a couple choices here. I think you can open lie 4 here. Open hit to lie 4. You could freeze on this as well, but I kind of like lying 4. Anytime you can lie 4, you call lie 4.
I will take that all day, James.
Yeah. I think you want to roll away from this situation. That double that is a nose hit double up at the edge of the 12. That's not going to go away, and I think you just got to give them that one. So just roll away from this situation.
Yeah. To remind our viewers, so each team have one power play that they can use when they have hammered within the game.
Yep.
And Smeltzer Comeau has decided to use this end for their power play, and huge opportunity here now, sitting 4.
Huge opportunity.
If this is made.
Yep. Jack's trying to get this to curl, and while he has to curl a little, this side will curl, so as long as he didn't overthrow this, this should be.
Oh, and it's going to hang on,
Alex is working it out, trying its best.
The big guy, he gave it a go, but it hung on for 4, so a little bit of nervous times now for Robichaud Adams.
Yep. So this doubles there. Alex is fully capable of throwing big weight accurately, so I expect this to be made. It'll be interesting to see where this blue one goes across the rings. It go towards that one that Jack just threw, and maybe even get lucky with well, not lucky, but maybe even chip that 3rd point, maybe make a triple here.
I think there's going to be some heat on this stone, James.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question. I'm impressed that he can get up and sweep it. That's a lot of work. And look at this. He's got
Oh, jammed. If we knew it would be close. So I just timed that one at 6.5 second peel, and he was able to get up and sweep that.
Wow. Wow.
I can guarantee you I would not be able to do that.
I don't even think I can throw a 7-second peel.
And I have a lower center of balance than Alex Robichaud, I'm pretty sure.
Right. So that's pretty. It just goes to show the athletic ability of these players.
Yeah, definitely. Great shot by Alex, though. Like plan A was you needed to make that double. You just needed to. It wasn't an option. So he made that without issue and almost made a triple. Just those are one of those ones where you throw it hard. You know it's going to go in the direction of that blue rock, and you're just hoping by some fate that you'd make the triple there. But it did have a lot of spin on it and nosed the one at the edge of the 12.
Yeah, but advantage here now. Smeltzer Comeau just drawing for 3 here, and again using their power play advantage and really bringing them back into this game if they score 3 this end.
Yep. Jack's made no mistake with this draw. Melissa will have another double attempt. They've trying to space this out as much as they can, make it as tough as possible for Melissa. But up by 2, she's definitely going to take on a double.
Those are pretty well spaced. I couldn't almost go up there and place it there any better.
Yeah, pretty much anywhere you would have put that, they would have left some sort of double, so it would have been hard. I think the only place you wouldn't have is maybe full back 12, but that'd be tough. So Alex is lining it up. Melissa probably needs to be close to nose on this. Well, he's looking at both doubles just in case.
The plan B.
Yeah, these are one of those ones where you let the person release it and then you make your call.
Yeah. Well, I think we've determined that it might be a little straight in this spot.
Especially with weight. I think definitely Alex threw a 6.5 second peel on that last one, and Melissa's not going to do that. But
well, there was one hit where he squeaked by the guard, and we thought he was going to wreck. So this could be a straight spot.
So Melissa's on it early. So the slash double is definitely not an option.
This is curled.
Yeah, so it'll be a wide open draw to the rings for Justine for 3 points. Well used power play, I would say.
Open draw gets them back into this game and takes the lead after 4 ends. But this still has to be made.
Yeah, draw to the paint definitely has to be made. You don't want to take this lightly. They spend most of their games drawing to the button, freezing the things. So sometimes the draw to the paint might seem pretty easy. So you don't want to let down here, and you want to focus and get your 3rd point here on the board. Definitely going up by 1 after 4 ends of play. So Justine
Comeau, in-turn draw anywhere in the paint will give them 3 and a 1-point lead.
Judging by the sweeping, she's definitely not heavy.
Jack's gone up to help her out.
Help her, no problem at all.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
I had 14-7 on that one, Chris. So
yeah, and that's
about what it's
top of the button.
Yeah, they've topped out this week at about 15 seconds, 15-2. So
and the ice has cleaned up a little.
Yeah, very nice surface. Well, usually when you're the only game out there too, the ice does change a little bit throughout the week. So we're going to take a moment while the players take a 5-minute break, and we're going to have a word from our title sponsor, BrokerLink. Hi, folks. We're back starting our fifth end of play here at the Provincial Championship Final of Mixed Doubles in New Brunswick. As you can see on sheet three, we're on sheet four today for our championship game. As you can see on sheet three, we have our prize table with a sponsors board, and our NB curling sponsors also listed on a stand-up display. So on our tables with our jackets and our purple hearts and all that kind of stuff, we're just trying to intimidate our curlers as much as possible here, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little bit of a psychological play going on right now. You certainly don't want to look over at that championship prize table. Keep your mind and your eyes away from it and focus on the game.
Yeah, I can speak from experience. You always look at it out of the corner of your eye, but you try to get your attention back to the game at hand. But there, have a good look at it there, folks. We're going to have some presentations immediately following this game with our champions. So we're going to switch our view back to our game here.
The championship is being brought to you by BrokerLink Insurance.
So already a great shot by Justine to start this end. Perfect freeze to the back forefoot Robichaud Adams stone.
They make it look really easy. I know that is not simple to do, especially with just two players, and these athletes just do a fantastic job of just welding that on every time.
Yeah, that's why they're here. These two teams. I know we've been watching Comeau Smeltzer a lot today, just because it's their fourth game, but they've rarely made a mistake with that one.
You know, we're not seeing the fatigue that we anticipated out of Smeltzer Comeau. As you pointed out, this is their fourth game, yeah. And usually by 3 games is big in one day, not alone 4.
4, yeah, it's kind of amazing, actually.
Wow, another perfect freeze.
2 great shots to start this end by the ladies. So Jack is going to try to follow suit and just follow that one down.
So we're anticipating this might be a little bit straighter turn. You really have to have perfect weight in order to weld this and get sufficient curl. We saw Justine put her broom at edge of 8, and that will take you right, not quite to the center line, but right where she's gesturing her broom right now.
Yeah, we saw Melissa's kind of hang for the majority of that. She wasn't sweeping it early for anything line-wise, but she had the right weight and just came over hard at the end. So
yeah,
similar path to Jack's there. It was well past the guard, but able to curl right to the face of the red rock. So we have a little lineup going on here.
Yeah, Melissa's gesturing. She wants it a little bit further on to the inside into the center line. Yeah. Let's see if Alex can change the rhythm here now and get it to the inside of that blue stone. Okay, he's pacing with it. Okay, he's on it now, so maybe trying to carve it over a little.
Definitely getting to the inside here, Chris.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Yeah, that's what you called for. Now it's getting interesting.
Justine asking for a freeze on that red. Similar shot that Jack just played. So taking a little more ice. Probably doesn't need that much more ice, but.
So with my experience of mixed doubles, the question is when do you make a move?
Yeah, exactly. They're lining things up. Alex just got to the inside of that one. That's going to be a trouble stone for Justine and Jack, that one top 4. So you probably want to tap that red a little bit. As long as you stay in front of that situation, I think it's key here. It's getting late in the end.
She wanted that to the inside for a reason, and with hammer, I think, yeah, this is essentially acting as a guard here now, that Smeltzer Comeau stone.
Mm-hmm. Didn't take Alex long to run right out there and have a look at this angle. So must be something exciting on that intern side to get in there, perhaps even move his one that is top 4 and maybe shake up those angles like you said.
The speed of play is fairly quick in this game, and right now we, the commentators, can't see the time clocks, but the players can, so they're keeping an eye on their time and being very mindful, especially in a provincial final.
22 minutes given to the team to start the game, and we found that it's not a ton of time. Like you can't.
Can't dilly-dally too
No,
much.
you have a couple opportunities to maybe talk about a shot, but you don't want to spend too much time, especially on each and every shot. Like you got to get ready. You got to be in the hack and ready to go.
So I think the call here is corner freeze that red shot stone.
Yep.
Definitely does not want to bounce off here.
Now trying to get it to curl. It looks like it has some steam on it. Probably playing the tap maybe.
Yeah, this is the curly side, and he's got to, okay.
Didn't roll too far. If you roll a little farther, as you can see, you'd probably be able to hit half a rock and roll it into that situation on the button, but didn't roll enough to do that. There is an opportunity. That rock is wide open. There is an opportunity for Jack to kind of hit and roll and maybe kick the red one out top four as well.
Well, right now, Robichaud Adams is shot stone. It looks like Smeltzer Comeau is second shot, and Robichaud Adams 3, 4, and 5. So it becomes a little bit of a predicament here now. It's getting a little hairy what to play here, and I know they're talking about it. They're taking some time and talking up and down the sheet of what to do, maybe just talking about tapping that back and leaving your shooter right there angle frozen onto the one that was just thrown. It's difficult. It's a difficult decision.
Yeah, that's tough. That rocks on the top four definitely have to be dealt with. So I think they've chosen to maybe even freeze tap that one that's wide open and roll into the one top four and just kind of take away the path for Melissa and Alex. Justine and Jack won't be upset with giving up 1 point here in the fifth end.
So Jack Smeltzer attempting to tap this red stone back, and this is really curled. He's all over the guard.
Yeah, I think they've been fooled there a couple of times. That's where Justine missed her wide open takeout there in the third end as well. They're just not reading the curl. That is the curly side. We've seen it all game so far, and then a few other games that we've broadcasted from the sheet as well. So another big time opportunity here for Alex and Melissa to see if they can generate more than 1 point here.
It's a little difficult from our view right now. Jack is in the way, but
yeah,
we can't ask him to move, unfortunately. But it looks like the gesture is to maybe potentially, well, as Melissa's gesturing, run the red onto blue and leave a pile of red in front of the top 8.
Yeah, they're definitely tapping that red into the blue, trying to generate some good angles here. So you probably could even directly just tap it onto the red as long as she doesn't jiggle them too much. You will open up a half rock on the one that's off the top, off the center line on the red. If you were to tap this middle one, it does open up a path for Justine and Jack.
This should carve here, and it is coming over. So just a quick shout out. We'd like to say happy birthday to Trevor Hansen, who was one of the participants this weekend. So happy birthday to Trevor Hansen.
Trevor, and we
hopefully listening.
We just got delivered some of Trevor Hansen's birthday cake in our booth here, Chris. So.
Yeah, we did. So thank you very much for the volunteers here at the club delivering us food to the booth.
Yes, sir. So we saw Alex tap the red one. Unfortunately, didn't curl enough and kind of tapped it on an angle, so didn't promote another red rock into the button area. So it still remains 1 red at the moment. Justine's last. Melissa obviously will have a few chances to raise the rocks into the area, but as predicted, they did open up a little bit of a path, so I think Justine can make a little roll here on this one. This is the spot that curls for them, so needs to get by the top red first and foremost.
Robichaud Adams with control of the control zone, and not a bad shot. It's opened up the front.
Yeah, the trouble is that it's a lonely blue frozen on that back. So is there a chance for Melissa and Alex to remove that blue rock? If so, you're looking at a multiple score. But think the only shot to get rid of that blue is to pick, if I'm not mistaken. And the only problem with that is that you might pick out your own as well. So you got to be careful here.
We know that it will curl here. Those stones look, just from this angle, it looks pretty Christmas treed.
Yeah, it is frozen.
Yeah.
So you will, maybe even with contact with the red, you might be able to move the blue at least out of the 4-foot area and score a couple.
Yeah, so we're anticipating at least a pair this end if she manages to navigate this board.
Yep. Huge reward if you were able to pick this red one clean, but it is very close to even hitting your own as well. So got to be careful. Melissa's taking some extra time on this one. I think she knows the gravity of the moment here.
In-turn pick, Melissa Adams, 5th end.
They're on it early, Chris, so that's not a good sign.
No, she got up and started sweeping this real fast. And wow, very nice shot by Melissa Adams.
That's a score of 4, Chris.
Wow, that is impressive.
We're going to have a look at the replay and see how close she comes to that one on the button here. I think I caught it. She just gets by her own red on the button. There you go.
Look at
one
that.
more time.
One more time, and great shot. Just picks it clean from the veteran curler, and great mixed doubles player.
Yeah, so a big score of 4. So been some big ends in our game already. A couple 3s, a 4. So not over yet.
No,
for sure.
The seesaw continues. We're now 9-6 score for Adams Robichaud. It didn't start off that way, did it, James? We started with a 3-point lead for Smeltzer Comeau, and quickly how things have changed.
Yep. Yeah, after the first end, Robichaud Adams has outscored Smeltzer Comeau 9-3. So definitely one of those games where big ends are possible. So a 3-point lead for Robichaud Adams, definitely not out of the woods yet, but in a game that you see lots of big ends being played, this is not over yet.
So they've just set up the initial stones. Blue in the house, red out front.
So Jack and Justine used their power play last time coming this direction in the what would it be, the 4th end. They were successful with the power play and scored 3.
So even in the provincial final, we're still seeing big ends being scored.
Yep.
That's what makes this game fun.
That was not easy for Melissa there, and high risk at the same time. You wouldn't want to give up a steal of 1 there. After an end that looked like you were going to score a multiple for the majority of the game.
Yeah, that could have easily over-curled on her for sure.
Yeah, and it looked like she got up and swept that fairly early. They acted like it was going to be tight to that red, and it was, but they were able to hold it and get by. That's the curly side, too. We've seen Justine and Jack get fooled there in that spot, but no mistake by Melissa.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, as I said, the ability of these athletes to throw pretty good weight, then turn around, get up, and sweep your own stone.
That is cool. Yeah.
I do play mixed doubles on Sunday, and I can tell you, I don't join a gym. I just play mixed doubles.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
You will get a pretty good workout from playing this game.
So Justine just coming up a little light, dead buried top 12, does allow Melissa and Alex to get another one in there.
So we have an outturn draw from Alex Robichaud coming down right now. Just keeping an eye on it. This should finish nicely, and it's starting to carve.
No mistake by Alex. They're starting to feel pretty good right now. You can tell, Alex and Melissa. So some big shots, trying to stem the tide here for Justine and Jack. Some big shots coming up.
We also noticed that Adams and Robichaud haven't used their power play yet.
No, and I think you'll see probably use them as soon as they get a chance to have hammer. Um, they're probably going to snap that power play out of their back pocket and use it because I think well, the majority of the teams are using it now for defensive purposes as well. So
Yeah, exactly. Okay, front guard is peeled by Jack Smeltzer. And opportunity opens up here now for Alex Robichaud to just sink another red stone into that 4-foot. Slowly getting harder and harder now for Smeltzer Comeau to be able to score in this end. It looks like no, it looks like I got the call wrong, and the call is the center guard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty happy with the situation on the button here at the moment. So I think they're going to wait for Justine and Jack to make that move to those rocks and see what they're left with at that time.
Well, it looks like Justine can see enough of that blue stone to run it straight back, and unfortunately that guard didn't come over enough. From what it appears with the broom right now by Justine.
So a little tap. The one that's causing them the most trouble right now is that one top 12. So Jack's trying to tap him back. A good call here, maybe even just to split these. You probably didn't need to play it with weight, but unfortunately misses the shot at the back.
Just missed the.
I kind of like maybe the little split there, Chris, and just kind of leave some blues in play. Put lots of pressure on this guard by Melissa and Alex to be made, and
yeah, make them sweat.
I think they're starting to feel it here a little bit, and probably pressed a little too hard on the gas pedal there, and trying to make a good raise, but
seemed to backfire for them. So now now it's a bit of a tight situation. If Robichaud Adams puts another guard up here, it is going to make life very difficult for Smeltzer Comeau.
Yeah, still the trouble rock is that one top 12. Melissa and Alex just kind of guarding a guard at this point. If you're guarding a guard, that usually means you're in good shape.
Yeah, you always love to guard guards.
Yeah.
And no mistake there by Mr. Robichaud.
So no choice for Jack now. You got to make this little run back onto the blue, onto that situation, the button. You've got to move those rocks now. No, you cannot wait any longer. It needs to happen now.
Jack Smeltzer throwing a pretty good hit at this.
He made a beauty a couple ends in our first end of our game, so let's see if he can repeat that here. Unfortunately, just able to remove one rock doesn't help the situation at all. So once again, Melissa will be guarding a guard, and Justine's going to have a real tough one to score.
I'm not sure if she could even hold her to one.
No.
This might be even that out-turn draw. I don't think you can get shot, and you might have a tough time getting second shot.
Yeah, and there's not even a way to outdraw those, Chris. They're right on the button, so no draw available for sure. Even if Melissa doesn't even throw this, all that Justine would have would be a run back and probably only score one. Or wouldn't, or probably give up a steal of one, I should say.
Right.
So pretty good situation for Melissa and Alex here.
This is a guard.
They are our defending New Brunswick mixed doubles provincial champions as well. So going for a repeat here today.
This is moving a little bit. It's crossing more than they anticipated, but
yeah, so that basically doesn't do anything to help the situation. So that rock's no longer in Justine's way. So it's simply that nose hit, run back, tap, however much weight they want to throw it. But I still think the
Can
probably
they score?
giving up one.
Yeah.
They're probably going to give up one no matter what here.
Yeah, that's your best situation.
It looks like by the ice they're choosing to throw maybe board, control-ish kind of weight maybe, Chris, and try to hold the shooter right on the button.
Yeah, anything to get you to nose.
Yeah.
Really doesn't matter the weight at this point. Just get it to nose and give up your one.
I think with this weight, you're trying to make contact with the one on the button, obviously, but you want to save this one that's coming back.
Oh, for sure.
So I think that's why they're not choosing to throw peel here or something like that. That way, if they were off nose at all, they'd hold them the forfeit, because I think that back button one is going to jam on the back blue as well. So,
well, Jack's calling the line, calling her on it.
no,
To move it a little bit,
enough.
it's out there.
That's
a ways.
the side that stays a little straighter and a little more weight. They weren't able to hold it.
We've been watching that now, a few shots.
So Jack and Justine have a little conversation. They are down 5 with 2 ends remaining.
Steal of 2 by Robichaud and Adams in the 6th end.
So heading into our 7th end, it's 11-6 lead for Robichaud Adams after a hot start by Smeltzer Comeau. Robichaud and Adams in firm control of this game thus far. 2 more ends to be played. Big swings can happen in mixed doubles, so it's not over yet, but definitely it's going to need some mistakes coming down the stretch by Melissa and Alex for Justine and Jack to get back in this game.
Yeah, in the traditional curling game, we know a 5-point deficit is almost, take the gloves off and handshakes all around, but in mixed doubles, there is definitely a possibility of scoring 3, 4, even stealing 2 or 3. So this game is not over.
Not over. They need to make some shots. I think the difference in this game so far, Chris, is just this in-turn coming down this side that Jack and Justine haven't figured out at all, and just the going the other direction is that out-turn. On the in-turn coming home is just a little straighter with a little bit of weight, and they're just getting fooled in that spot. And I think especially coming this direction, Chris, in the 5th and also in the 3rd end, we saw Justine miss a open takeout.
Well, we were seeing
on the over curl. They're just getting fooled with the curl there. They're just not picking that up.
Yeah, notice that they gave edge of 8, and it just doesn't get to the center line with edge of 8 on this side. So, to your point, that's exactly what we were
and on
saying.
the other side, the intern side, this way, we've seen seen Justine and Jack over curl quite a few times there.
So
the freeze game continues. So a little miss there by Melissa not getting on top of that blue rock. It does allow a path for Justine to get in there top 4.
Door opens up a little bit.
Yeah, they do have hammer here. We need a multiple. Probably need 3 minimum here to make things interesting.
So we know right now that if Smeltzer Comeau does score 2-3 points this end, Robichaud Adams will be using their power play.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and nice freeze by Justine.
Nice freeze by Justine for sure. Froze down to the face of her own, lined them right up. So this is where you need a couple misses by Alex, and he's been great with this shot this game. So need a little wobble off those, roll off, allow Jack and Justine to throw another one on that line as well, get one in there.
Yeah, this if he's not heavy, this might snap for him. He's trying to carve it over there. It's trying to work it. It doesn't want to, but it's trying.
A little heavy there by Melissa's first one's a little heavy by Alex, and
there's an opportunity
there's an
here,
opportunity.
though.
Actually, not really heavy, just didn't curl enough for him.
Yeah, it's that spot.
It's that spot, yeah. So if Jack's able to tap that back a little bit, roll to the top button, line them all up, there's a glimmer of hope here.
Yeah, absolutely. A little inside flop with back 12 weight.
This is the spot that if you're throwing a little more weight for the tap, you really got to almost cut the ice down in half here. So Jack's not doing much with it yet. Wants it to curl.
He's trying to get it over there. He's working hard.
The line is good.
I think he's going to get a little flop. Little bit. Yeah, nice shot.
Exactly as scripted. So few great shots. A couple half misses by Robichaud Adams allows There you go.
There we go. Give that one a little bit of
Yeah, I
applause.
forgot the crowd really liked that one.
Yeah.
So I think Alex is taking on this run back now. Not happy with the situation in the forefoot at all. So we're going to try to run this red guard back into that situation.
Alex Robichaud with some heat, playing the run back, and
Definitely he's making contact.
wow,
No problem at all.
wow, he made that look easy.
Yeah, it was easy. 25-foot run back. That's
yeah,
easy, Chris.
yeah, we do that all day.
So yeah, kind of a little twist of the dagger there for Jack and Justine. They had a good end setting up, and then all of a sudden now they are lying one buried. So they got to rebuild.
That's you know, it does take a little bit of wind out of your sails when your opponent makes a fantastic shot like that, but you just regroup and try and sink one in there and be patient.
Yeah, we did. We were just talking about how they had a glimmer of hope, and then 5 seconds later, Alex makes a run back and sticks it on the top four. I missed the replay on that there.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry about that.
we were admiring it ourselves. But same shot here for Jack. He wants to get to the inside if he can. He's carving this over as much as he can.
You know, tapping that red behind the tee line is still a good news story
Yeah,
for him.
not a bad shot there. Alex is looking at the double again, feeling really good about the last run back, so thinks he can make every double he looks at now.
This might, well, Melissa's thinking about taking their end away and drawing right on top of
Yeah.
shot stone, and if Alex is successful here, not only is it going to be shot, but it will be very difficult to remove, especially behind. Even though that's a long center guard, it's still
Yeah,
in
there's
play.
the best way to take this end away from him is just to freeze anywhere top four, top button, right in the pocket if they want. And it will take the end away for Jack Smeltzer and Justine Comeau. They are lying one.
We've seen lots of curl on this particular side, so this will snap. Weight looks pretty good. Not bad.
Not bad. Definitely an opportunity here for two. I don't really see much more than that.
Right.
Or actually, this is Jack's last shot, so there's some time to worry about this a little bit later. But I think he needs to make this double
Angle.
Yeah, a little roll to the outside. If he can see enough air there, he could probably just make the double himself. Just pick that one off the button and roll into that pile of reds. But
Yeah, you'd love to leave your shooter, but I don't know how you do that.
yeah, we have a timeout. They're going to discuss a big moment in the game. They need to multiple score and got to find a way to get rid of that red at the same time, save a couple shooters and hope for another miss.
Yeah, Justine keeps motioning to get rid of that stone on the button, and of course you've got, as James pointed out, you've got a pretty good double setup here, but yeah, you won't leave your shooter around, unfortunately, and you really need to generate some points now.
Yeah, I think if Jack was able to throw like normal weight, maybe hit high side and roll to the 12-foot, might be able to at least get that one off the button and freeze that blue into the pocket of the reds there. Won't remove them all, obviously, but want to cause as much trouble for Melissa and Alex as he can.
Well, Jack just gestured a little bit of wishful thinking, and maybe a shooter might hang on to the edge of the 12 there.
A straight tap here also gives you some options later. You're playing a patient game then. You're still going to leave Melissa and Alex lying one on the button, but you're going to try to surround them. You still need a miss on Melissa's last in order to have a chance at a big end here.
Yeah, I think you're right, James. This stone has to be removed now.
Yeah, I think there's two options. You can play that patient game, but we haven't seen too many misses out of Melissa this game, so gambling on that being your strategy might not work.
Well, they're still talking about it. I don't recall if they called a timeout or not.
Yeah, they did. I think they indicated a timeout. I haven't seen the head official in our view here. She usually would be putting her arm up in the air, giving them the warning by now, but we haven't seen Catherine yet. But she will be letting the players know when the time's back in. big discussion here for Justine and Jack, still talking about it, but I think they've gone back to moving that blue somehow.
Yeah, they know they have to make some sort of play on this, and Justine has motioned about 5 times to move
I know
to
what
that shot
Justine wants to
stone.
do.
Yes,
I know what
like,
Justine wants to do.
absolutely.
She wants that red one off the button now. But she needs to convince the guy that's throwing it. So I think Jack kind of wants to split those blue, tap the blue back, do something with that blue. I don't think he's concerned right now with the one on the button, but not.
James, is there any chance of running the blue back onto the red stone that right behind
Right by her
Justine?
broom there.
Yeah, and maybe
Yeah, I think
squirting
I think that's
the
what
shot
Jack kind of
stone,
wants to
yeah,
do. He
over
just kind of wants to
into the
nose
open.
tap it and put that blue rock in the pocket so it can't be removed ever,
Yeah.
and just leave your shooter on top of at the top 8 foot, so to be angled in by Justine on her last one into that one on the button.
Yeah, that would be a patient call.
That's a patient call. I know it's tough in these championship games to be patient, but
You just want to rush, and get your
yeah,
points.
Justine
but,
definitely wanted that one off the button, and Jack's playing playing the patient game, and I think he won this argument.
So it looks like a little tap of the blue onto what might be second shot.
I think they're now trying to get by,
Okay.
maybe play the tap and roll. So maybe
Wow.
actually it was Justine that won the argument. So good shot by Jack, able to roll for a free. That was a tough hole to get through, actually.
It was, and
Yeah.
live shot.
That was the only reason I didn't like that shot was because it was so tough, but he made it pretty easily.
Wow, that's impressive.
So not much Alex and Melissa can do to remove the blue rock there at this time. So, but I don't think, looking at the scoreboard, they're not concerned with a score of 1 or 2 for Jack and Justine. They're just worried about not giving them a shot for anything more than that. Great shot by Jack there. I think that was what they called.
There are 3 blue stones in the rings, and so I'm sure they're thinking about that a little bit as well.
Yeah, part of their strategy was hoping for a Melissa miss. So plan A, the first step of that plan was what Jack just made. Made a great shot. Step 2 of the plan is hope for a miss from Melissa, and we haven't seen it yet this game. So
no, she's been spot on, and so is Alex.
Yeah, it may not be a great plan, but it's a plan.
Now we're not exactly 100% sure of the call here. If she's planning on freezing into the pocket or just.
Yeah, I think that was the call. Full top 4, top button. Just out crowd, just basically crowding out any chance of a multiple score. Right now, if Melissa didn't throw, I think Justine and Jack would have a chance for 3 or 4. But Melissa's trying to place one in the 4-foot area, and I think that would take away that.
Yeah, this is a little heavy.
A little heavy. It probably doesn't matter. Probably just wants to get this would eliminate the back 8-foot blue, so she's pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty happy with that. They're not too concerned about giving Jack and Justine 2 points there.
No, this might be.
And I think that's all you're going to get.
Yeah, 2 points, and I think they're in a comfortable position coming back in 8 with their power play.
Yeah, you might have a. I'm always trying to dream up scenarios to try to get more than 2 in here, and I think if she threw a missile at that back 2 red rocks, it might kick over and kick out the other red as well, but I think you'd probably lose your back one, so I'm going to stop talking.
Yeah, it's
hey,
nice to dream.
Dreams and reality are 2 different things.
Yeah.
So Justine with a fairly routine shot for 2 here, basically can throw anywhere from peel to hack.
Yeah,
peel to button, I should say, and still get 2 points here.
She just needs to follow the same path as Melissa right now, and she's keeping it straight there, though. I think this is looking pretty good, and I think we have 2 blue on the board.
2 blue. So 3-point advantage for Team Robichaud Adams heading into our 8th and final end. We think it's a final end. If Justine and Jack are able to steal 3, we will continue with an extra end, but they need 3 to tie this game. And yeah, I think we know what's going to happen here in this end. I think we're going to see
I'm
our Melissa and Alex's power play.
I'm pretty sure, James, you're right on the money there.
Jack is throwing the blue rock up to the middle, hoping that they don't. But I think you'll see Alex move that to the side here. There you go. I
Yeah.
think Jack was trying to place those before Alex had a chance to get down
Yeah,
there.
sort of
It's not the way it
psychological
works. It's not the way it
gesturing.
works.
Nope, nope. Alex is. I think
So
this was all planned
yeah.
early. Yeah.
Well, we saw that it's been a while since Melissa and Alex had hammer, so I think they were just dying to use this. So now they have hammer in our eighth and final end, and Justine's going to waste no time just simply throwing a center guard. She doesn't really care where those pre-placed rocks are at the moment. They need play in the middle, need to steal 3 points, so it's already going to be tough.
You're watching the final and the very last end of the New Brunswick Mixed Doubles Provincial Curling Championship. And my name is Chris Jenkins. James Grattan is with me. We're commentating, and we have a 11-8 lead for Robichaud Adams over Comeau Smeltzer. Um, Adams Robichaud has chosen to play their power play this end, so we'll need a steal of 3 by Smeltzer Comeau to tie up this game. They've thrown up a center guard in an attempt to do so, but it looks like Alex is gesturing to Melissa to just tick this over and open up the center.
Yeah, you don't see this very much in four-person play. The no-tick rules kind of eliminated this shot, but in mixed doubles, that rule does not exist. So Melissa's going to try to kick that center guard off the center line area and open things up to the forefoot. They're pretty happy with whatever happens as long as they have a shot to the forefoot for the win at some point.
There's a little bit of a miss here.
Yeah, I think she was a little heavy. She probably had great weight if she was able to hit a quarter of that center guard, but unfortunately hit it right on the nose and tapped it through the ring, so that has to be replaced.
You cannot remove a stone until the 5th.
Until you can physically see 5 rocks in play.
I believe
or
so.
the 4th delivered stone at the end, I'm told.
Yes, that's right.
Or until you're delivering your 4th stone.
That's how I remember it anyway.
Yeah.
The 4th person can play a hit.
So, a center guard to work with for Jack and Justine. Jack's just dusting this in. Doesn't really care where it is at this point. It just needs to be buried.
Yep, something hidden. And this isn't bad. It might squeak out the other side just a little, but I don't think it matters at this point in the game.
No, Alex is going to walk right up there and peel this off.
Yeah.
Similar to Charlie Sullivan, he wasted no time, 0.85 seconds I think I had on the stopwatch there to think about it. 0.0, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So
Okay.
unfortunately removed his own, but I don't think he cares about that.
It's not going to come into play. At least that's what we anticipate.
So you're going to need a miss at this point from Melissa and Alex, specifically Alex. He's going to have to, if Justine and Jack are going to have any success here, he's going to have to nose appeal at some point. So the only guard in play is that corner guard. I think you're going to see Justine and Jack use it. There's not that much time left, so you got to start burying things. You're going to need a miss. It's just basic math at this point. If Alex and Melissa are just hitting blue rocks and rolling out for the rest of the game, it's not going to end well for Justine and Jack.
Jack Smeltzer, outturn draw, 8th end. Trying to bury around this corner guard.
Working it hard to get by.
This is really curling. He might be on the guard. He is.
So ends up ticking off the guard, rolling to a freeze on his own. It's This could be ball game here, Chris, if we were able to make this double.
Yeah, Alex can throw a
Yeah.
pretty big heater on this and have these stones fly out of there, and I think it's handshakes.
Yeah, I think smartly he's walking down the ice just to have a look at the angle. Just wants to see how much space there is.
Yeah.
Last thing he wants is maybe to hit too much of this and kick it in behind the corner guard, but I think he's pretty happy with the scenario here.
I'm guessing that they have lots of time. We can't see the time clocks from where we are right now, but it's up to the players, and I am assuming that they have lots of time on the clock right now.
So he's also playing the patient game. He's actually going with the intern here. I think he's just happy to hit one of these blues out. He's not going to try the double. Hitting it on the high side, on the broom side, will not remove the blue. So I think he's pretty happy just to keep removing blues. And he's worried, I think, going the other term and kick and not making the double, removing one and leaving the blue buried behind that corner guard.
Exactly. They can even afford giving up the steal or two.
Yeah. No. So smartly, he removed one blue, and that the existing blue is still wide open to be hit later. So smart call there.
There's not really a lot more Justine and Jack can do other than bury around that corner guard.
No, they need a couple misses actually at this point by Melissa and Alex. So Jack out-turn draw around that corner guard. I don't even think Alex and Melissa are going to care where this one is. They're just going to simply hit that open one. So Jack can dust it in as long as it stays in the rings. I think it.
And this is sailing. And
yeah,
that's
heavy. So that's handshake. So
yeah, that's it. We have a New Brunswick
a
final.
New Brunswick champion. I'd like to extend congratulations to Melissa Adams, Alex Robichaud, defending. Yes. Oh. Always got to pause to give the crowd a moment to appreciate the champions. So defending their championship from last season, Melissa and Alex winning it again, and our championship here at the Gauge in a battle of 22 highly competitive mixed doubles teams. They were victorious here on our championship Sunday by taking the final 11-8. So congratulations to Alex and Melissa.
Alex Robichaud, Melissa Adams out of the Capital Winter Club in Fredericton will be your 2024 New Brunswick mixed doubles Canadian or curling champions.
Yes.
And they will be off to the Canadian Championship.
Yeah,
representing New Brunswick.
Also like to thank our title sponsor, BrokerLink, who is a fantastic sponsor, and we're lucky to have them. And actually, I'm going to hand this over for Chris. I'm going to go do some be part of the presentations myself here. So thanks for spending the week with us here, and I appreciate it. I had a great time commentating this championship all week. I learned a lot about mixed doubles myself.
Well, thanks, James. You've been a great commentator and a great colleague, and appreciate your help and commentating. So and you have another job to do, sir.
Yes, I'll see you guys later. Thanks again, Chris.
Okay, thank you, James.